All right, it's time for Real Talk presented by Capital One. And Real Talk, Amina Smith is somebody I see all the time. But this is a debut. This is a debut on Brother from Another. And as you know, Amina, we've been trying to get you on the show for a long time, but fortunately, you're able to make it today. How you doing?
I'm doing well. I had a little bit of sleep because I was up late last night inside of TD Garden doing the post-game show, dealing with a lot of excited fans. I will say that, but got rejuvenated. I'm back in the studio. I'm ready to work.
Oh, ready to work. Now listen, it's just one of those days where we got to adjust to what's flying at us. You know this. Amina, by the way, y'all. Amina hosts basketball coverage on NBC Sports Boston. She hosts football coverage on NBC Sports Boston. And I don't know, man. Maybe next week she'll do the weather too. I don't know, but she can do it. She can do it all. We got to adjust to all the things that are going to be thrown at us. Ashley Nicole Moss is going to drop into this segment at one point. That's the plan. We'll figure it out. But before she comes in, I was just thinking about this, Amina. Before last night, I'm saying, man, these playoffs have been so nice. Like Celtics, Bucks, they talk about how they have respect for one another. It's great. Warriors, Grizzlies, not really nasty. It was Draymond got ejected, but he said he was trying to hold my man up, and, things just happened. And then all hell broke loose last night in Memphis. Draymond said a lot. Steve Kerr really said a lot too. Steve Kerr talked about Dillon Brooks breaking the code. So let's start with Kerr's comments. Do you agree with him that there is a code and that it was broken last night off of that play?
I feel like in every sport, there's definitely a code that players know, right? And so I hear Steve Kerr talk about it. I hear other players around the league talk about it. I heard JJ Redick talk about it this morning. And if everyone's saying the same thing, Holley, I have no reason to believe that they're lying. I mean, if that's the code, if you have a player that's airborne, their feet leaves the ground and they're in a vulnerable position and you don't make a play on the ball, you make a play on that person's body, then it's dirty. And I mean, we're not saying that Dillon Brooks is a dirty player or that he plays the game that way, but in that moment, that specific situation, if it comes across that way to everybody else in the league and Steve Kerr is calling them out on it, and you have players that are stepping up and saying, hey, that's not a play, that is a play on the ball, it's more so looking like you're trying to take that person down, then I have no reason but to believe that. But again, I don't think that Dillon Brooks is a dirty player, but in that moment, that was a dirty play.
Yeah, it was a dirty play. There's no question. And I think part of it is we always talk about playoff basketball. Hey, that's playoff basketball. You're not going to give up anything easy. Maybe before the playoffs, I think maybe officials need to come in and say, okay, you may have heard a lot of mythology about what we allow in the playoffs and what we don't. Well, like you guys are taking it too far. Like, we think that anytime somebody goes to the basket and you put an elbow in their chest and they wind up on their butt, hey, okay, that's the playoffs. Like, how do we get to this point? It's like maybe what we're seeing is most of the time, especially at this level, Amina, semifinals, right before the conference finals, and obviously the NBA finals, you got the best of the best playing. So officials don't want to get in the way and put their fingerprints too much in the game. They shouldn't want to.
I mean, unless
but you think that's yeah. Like, do you think that's part of the problem? It's like we don't really have a clear definition of what goes and what doesn't go in the playoffs.
I think that's definitely a part of it, is the inconsistency, because just like you said, coming into the playoffs, everybody know that everybody's going to be physical, that everybody's going to up the ante a little bit more. But I think that's on the officials officiating the game. That's their job. Their job is to make sure that everybody's playing the same type of basketball consistently all across the board. So if you have, for example, like you're playing the Bucks, if you're looking at the Bucks and Celtics series, right? And you got somebody that's like, putting the shoulders in the chest, putting the elbows in the chest, and they falling down to the floor and it doesn't get called. And then you watch another game and then that gets called and it's a foul or whatever it is. Then it's just like, okay, well, is it a foul? Is it not a foul? Is it too physical or is it not too physical? Are you praising teams that are more physical teams, or, allowing them to be more physical because that's just who they are? It has to be consistent. That's the thing for me, is that I feel like when you have physical teams, these referees, they're like, okay, that's just how they play. If they establish that at the beginning of the game, it's like, okay, well, they're not going to be called on certain things. Whereas if you have a team that's less physical and they try to match the physicality of the team that they're playing, then it's just like, oh, well, you can't do that. It's like, no, come on. It has to be consistent all across the board.
I mean, I gotta say, when we talk about Draymond Green now, his comments and the double birds from Draymond doing his thing, but his comments after the game. Now, I don't know. You don't have to agree with me on this, but I feel like I just don't want to throw it in anybody's face. So if I happen to make, and I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not making $25 million a year or even half that. But sure? if I were to make that amount, I don't need to come out and tell you, hey, I don't care what you do to me. Go ahead, fine me because I make $25 million a year. So it ain't nothing to me. Do you think that will play well? I know it's not going to play well in Memphis, but overall, NBA fan base, we know everybody's well paid is good, but when you're kind of bragging about it, flaunting it, how do you feel? It's not a good look for me, but what do you think?
Honestly, I disagree. I don't care because Draymond Green, he's right. He makes 25 M's. If they find him $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, guess what? That's a $20 bill. Okay, that man does not care. That man does not care at all. And I understand it because in that moment, it seemed like, of course, he was frustrated. He was upset at the response of the people inside the arena. And so he responded as a human. I mean, we know Draymond Green is a hothead, child. We know that he is going to let you know how he feels. And in that moment, the double birded, that's how he felt, okay? And he carried it over onto the podium and let people know, hey, look, I'll take that risk. If people, they feel like cheering when I get hurt and there's blood, gushing down my face, and you think it's okay to cheer while I'm walking off the court, I'm going to let you know how I feel. And look, he makes $25 million, Holly. Look, if they find him $15,000, $20,000, or $25,000, I have no problem with Draymond Green saying that, hey, look, it's nothing to me. I'll take that L knowing that I came out and responded the way that I felt like responding, and I'm comfortable with that.
Okay, but here's the thing. All right. They're not thinking in Memphis, and you may be right. All right, maybe I'm too sensitive on this topic. But I think Draymond Green is too sensitive responding to the boo. Hey, how they gonna boo me? I could have had a concussion. You're right. You could have had a concussion. They're not thinking that. Second, third, fourth drink. It's the playoffs. Their team is down, zip one. They just want the Grizzlies to win, and Draymond Green is walking off the court. Everybody can't see how bloody it is. They don't know how hurt he is.
No, don't do that, Holly, because we know the Jumbotron will show you how it looks. Do not say that because people in that arena, they knew that there was blood coming down his face. Even if you're a fan and you're cheering for your team, it's like I would never cheer knowing that somebody is hurt.
All right, Amina, that's a fair point. Well, how about this? Let me try it from this angle. Draymond Green is the guy, we just saw him in game one. Man's in the air, and we see his hand clasped to a jersey. And then he says, look, no, I was just trying to hold my man up. He got ejected from game one. So he's the villain in the eyes of Grizzlies fans. They think he did something dirty in game one. He didn't necessarily break a code. They think he did something dirty in game one. Something dirty happens to him in game two. So they might be cheering, not just for game two, but they might be cheering for game one.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I will say that, but I don't know. I feel like even as a fan watching sports, if I see somebody get hurt, like I never feel comfortable either like booing or like cheering or anything like that. Like my initial concern, just because I'm a human, is like, dang, are they okay? You know what I'm saying? Especially like if there's blood gushing from his face. When I saw the clip, I was like, oh, dang. Like, I'm like, dang, he looked like he got like hit pretty good. I would be concerned if I'm a fan, even if I'm cheering for, the home team, the opposing team, whatever it is. I don't think that, I would be on the side of saying, okay, well, whatever. He did this in game one. Well, he deserves this in game two. That's just not me.
Depends on who it is. It all depends. All right, let me ask you this. You watched last night. You were in the building, TD Garden, as you said. Celtics, Bucks, game two. Now, I'm just really amazed by this. Kevin Durant, in the first round against the Celtics, I haven't seen Kevin Durant that harassed, that bothered by a defense. I don't think ever. What the Celtics did to him, I haven't seen that much from Kevin Durant. And Giannis, even though he had a triple-double in game one, he's shot, I think it's 20 for 52 now from the field in 2 games. Are you surprised, not that the series is tied at 1, because I think it's going 7, but are you surprised at how the Celtics are able to defend Giannis very effectively?
I am a bit surprised at how they're able to defend Giannis, because I thought, just watching Giannis, knowing that he would bully his way to the basket more times than not. And now we have seen him do that. But also, I just feel like the way the Celtics are switching on defense, just how quick they are. And also, let's point out, Grant Williams, he has really hit another level in this postseason.
Yeah.
I mean, guarding KD, guarding Kyrie, guarding Giannis. I mean, he's not the defensive player of the year. He's not Marcus Smart. But damn there, he is stepping up to the challenge. And even watching Grant Williams inside of TD Garden last night, he just had a different swagger about him. It looked like he just took his game to a completely new level. Like, he has really committed on the defensive end of the floor. And when he gets that assignment of guarding the superstar on the opposing team, he is not backing down. I think that is a huge part of why the Celtics are able to contain players like Giannis, like KD in these 2 series.
All right, now, were you one of these people? Now, tell the truth now. Tell the truth, because we can find this somewhere. We can find the evidence. Everything is on the internet, on the cloud, on the NBC Sports Boston website. We can find it somewhere. So, what was your prediction? What was your prediction before the series started, and has your prediction evolved? Let's say
you know what? So honestly, I didn't do a prediction when this Bucks Celtics series started, because I just had no idea where it was gonna go. I knew it was gonna be a dogfight either way. I'm not gonna lie. I knew it was gonna be a dogfight. I feel like it's gonna go 7 games. But thinking about it now, I would say, and I know Celtics fans are gonna be mad when I say this. I think I think I like it.
Come on. Here we go.
I think it could be Bucks in 6. I think it could be Bucks in 6. I think in 6.
Why do you say that? Why do you say in 6? And now it's tied up,
right.
1 apiece, going back to Milwaukee. You have Milwaukee winning both of those games there?
I think there's a possibility they could win both of those games that when the series goes back to Milwaukee. So game 3, I think I think the Bucks will win game 3. I think there's a chance for the Celtics to come out and try to hit them back in game 4. But I think the Bucks being at home and the Celtics not having that signature win on the road just yet is something that stands out to me. And I've watched them play, in Fiserv Forum. Like, I watched them play the Bucks out there, and trust me, that is an environment that definitely rattles them, And so I feel like once this series goes back to Milwaukee, we could see the Bucks hit a totally different level. Maybe Giannis is not shooting at 9 of 25 or 2 of 12 in the first half. Like, he's getting that momentum. And then once he hits his stride, the rest of the guys on that team, they do as well. They got shooters on that team. They got guys that could, you got 4 or 5 players, 6 players that could, come out in double figures in this series for the Bucks. So I think that's kind of how it'll end up. The series will come back, and I feel like Boston, they could, win that game 5 inside of TD Garden. I think they feed off of that energy. But I think the Bucks are just too physical of a team for the Celtics to handle. I think the one thing that was working for the Celtics though last night was the fact that they were, playing at a quicker pace, and it seemed like the Bucks, they just couldn't keep up with that. My only question is, how sustainable is that for Boston throughout this series?
Okay, now look, tell the Celtics fans not to at you. Don't at me now.
Don't at me, please, y'all.
Don't at me. Come on. It's all love. It's love. It's love. Okay.
It's all love.
Hey, all right. Here's the last thing for you. And I know, but everybody doesn't know. So Amina is from New York. Mm-hmm. Amina has a great sense of fashion. She's gonna hook a brother up. She's gonna take me shopping one day. We're gonna figure this out. Okay. Amina really knows what she's talking about, and she knows what she is looking at when it comes to fashion. So we just had the Met Gala. And I said, you're from New York City. So have you ever been? And if you've never been, if you were invited, say you were invited this year and the theme was the Gilded Age, what do you bring in What's the Met gear ensemble, Amina?
Man.
That's the last thing before we let you go.
Man, so one, I've never been invited to the Met Gala, but I will be at some point. Maybe either covering it or I will be invited. We're gonna just manifest.
I will be invited. Okay? Or I'm gonna put that out in the atmosphere. I'm gonna be invited. I'll be there.
Anybody who's listening got an extra invite, just let me know. I'm pulling up. But I mean, the outfits were absolutely amazing. I would say if I was invited and the theme, for example, was the Gilded Age, like how it was this year, I would go all gold. I mean, like, I don't know if you saw Cardi B's like outfit that she had, but it was a Versace dress that was like beautifully made. I feel like she hit it right on the head, like the whole theme, and she brings it every single time. But I think it would be like an all gold for me. Also, I really love gold too. And so like the Met Gala, you're able to kind of go above and beyond and be extra and be a little weird. Like Tiana Taylor, you see right here, she ate. She ate at the Met Gala. I absolutely loved it, Holley.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So do we think Kim Kardashian pulled off the Marilyn? I mean, that's aiming high. Ooh. Marilyn Monroe. I mean, it's nice.
It's nice, but I didn't really like it. It was not giving what it was supposed to give, as the kids say.
All right, listen. Great debut. Amina Smith, check her out. Fantastic talent. NBC Sports Boston. She can do it all, and she can see it all too. Now we look forward to, maybe we'll do Brother from Another at the Met Gala. We'll do the show from the gala, and then we'll just hang out.
I like it.
Bring your husband. I bring my wife. We'll have couples. We'll have like a date night.
At the Met Gala. I mean, who's topping that?
Oh, this is Real Talk, brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.